What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back. You guys asked for it, and I'm going to deliver the nastiest raw strategy out there. PvE as it comes, as PvE as it comes. We are going to be demonstrating the the fast mythic Eclipse Tornado Locust or Scarab, whatever you feel like, timing attack, and all of the little tricks that you need to know to make it work. So first things first, we need to have a decent amount of herdables. You can scout with your Pharaoh a little bit and it will work, so you can do this on other maps, but herdables are important. I'm going to show you the peak efficiency version, and you can kind of see where the things can kind of get a little bit out of hand if you don't get these goats. But let's jump into it. First things first, just going to jump over onto this hunt here, and we're going to do something that is a little bit different than normal to kick this one off. This priest here is going to be dropping a monument here. We need to only train this many villagers. Drop a monument there, and we are going to be getting husbandry. Oh no. Husbandry isn't hunting dogs. It goes against all of the things, and this is a build that I actually don't recommend it unless you just want to learn a build and have some fun. It's got some issues, and the first one is we're gonna have to force drop some villagers here to ensure our food is at 50. We're gonna leave this priest on the monument here to give us just a little bit more favor, but one thing to be doing while this is all going on is just checking your villagers. Whichever one has got a high amount of food, I did not train villagers. Whichever one has got a high amount of food, you need to be dumping into your granary. The one that's nice and close should be good enough, and then we do that. Going up to 7 villagers onto the food. Next things we're going to be doing is moving over onto the gold tier. We can move our Deuterino there, and we're going to dump some villagers in, get some of the resources, make sure that that is always above 50 once this villager is coming up. Always looking at that percentage coming through, ensuring that we're getting a villager out is important. We're going to put 3 villagers onto this gold mine. So 7-3 is the number in the back of your head if you're playing along at home. I'm going to just take this villager over here and shoot that Kakapu nice and close to my thing. Next villager is going to be our house builder. As our Caribou very nicely plays ball. Now, the good thing about going husbandry is that after a certain point, our villagers, we don't have to drop them off, and walking time isn't going to be that big of a deal. I do recommend building like a house wall around your stuff here. Just make sure your thing is nice and protected. And now we're going to jump onto our straggler tree. We only need 170 wood with this build, which is very, very nice. We're also going to get ourselves a temple with this gold villager here. Chuck it up over there. 3 villagers onto wood here. Need to make sure this caribou comes closer. Though it might not matter, but I think it... and this village is drunk, but it's fine. Okay, we get to shoot that one nice and close back in. So we're all good where that's concerned. Next thing is next. We're going to start putting all the villagers over onto gold here. Advancing fast isn't that important. Okay. We need a... I need to just build a tower here. I'm gonna pretend like my tower... Oh, okay. Let's just pretend like we don't have that gold. It's not like I'm spending it on anything. Where are you going? I'm not spending it on anything at this point. So just pretend like that 200 gold in our bank isn't there because of the Chronos player. Wanted to help us out with the deconstruction on that tower there. No worries. A couple more villagers will come out. Could advance at that point there for 330 or whatever it was. But... let's just come back into our onto our herdables and enjoy that. We also want to be getting ourselves pickaxe here, and we are just going to be taking our time here with the advance time. There's no rush on the advance. We're not going to be attacking our opponent early. It's all good. These guys are going to come over here. We only need a little bit more of the wood actually, so we can get that wood and then chuck this villager over here, and now we can town bell and we can go up through Bast. So happy days where that's concerned. We do need a couple more villagers over on this food here. And we want to be getting ourselves a monument to the soldiers as soon as we can. So let's drop that one down here and put that villager back onto gold. You can see we took the villagers off of wood. We've got 10 on food. We've got 8 on gold. I will be throwing a tower down when I can to get rid of that gold. So technically we're only at 400 gold, but it's a lot of gold there. We want about 11 villagers on food, I think, is the magic number for this build. So the villager that comes out of our town center first will go onto food, and after that we are all good. This villager finishes up over there, comes onto that, you go over there. I will get myself an immediate plow here. Very, very important. So immediate plow. Just throw that tower down. We don't need to build it. And now we need to get our armory up over here. And we're going to start putting our farms down. It's important to build your farms as I'm building them like this. Okay. So you just build one farm here. I'm going to show you a trick at the moment. I'm going to wait for my plow to be finished. I'm going to show you a trick to get these farms up incredibly fast. I think it works. Okay, so we're going to click on this once the plow finishes, because I don't want to wait any longer. Actually, I'll do it now. And then they all go onto all the farms as fast as they possibly could. So that wasn't exactly perfect, but it's fine. And we're going to click raid. And off to the races we go. 11 farms coming through. 11 villagers on the food. All the farms are up. I need one more farm. Okay. And at this point, we can basically AFK. We want to get ourselves out a Sphinx as well. I should have got that Sphinx out earlier. Don't be me. Scout with your Sphinx. Harass with your Sphinx. All that stuff is useful. And you can see the resources coming in for a very, very clean 8-minute advance time once this armory finishes up. You could also put wall segments around your towers if you're feeling like you need to. You can see how much gold we have. We have enough time to do that, no problems. Let's stop the production there, and the armory. If we built that a little bit faster when we advanced, we would have been fine there. And we're going to go up through Hathor. You can go through segment, as I said, but it just depends on what your opponent's really doing and what you want to be trying to do. Going through Hathor, you're kind of praying for a good locust, but a lot of the time you do get a good locust with these sorts of builds. Your opponent obviously raiding this is going to be a nice thing to do here. And the gold's going to come through. We're going to have a perfect amount of resources in the end here. I'm beating up an easy AI, so don't worry about it. Oftentimes your opponent's not going to be attacking you all too much because you got this tower here defending your stuff. You got your town center here defending your stuff. It's pretty difficult to get any damage done here without a really, really strong attack. You can always divert away from here if you're getting attacked here and do something else. Okay, we're going to get this market up. 2 villages are going to get built here. We're going to put them over onto wood. You can also go rock raiding at this point as well. A little lumber camp here. Villagers back onto food. And up we go. So a very, very clean 10-minute mythic age there. Next thing's next. You can stay on this actually. And we're going to take 8 villages and come up over here and drop a Migdol stronghold on a second gold mine if you can. If you can't because your opponent's harassing you, then bad luck. You have to build it in your main base and have some sad times. Once this gold is expired, you actually want to take these villages and put them over onto wood. And get yourself hand axe. And we can take our priest over here and put it onto food there so we can afford everything. And obviously our attack is coming in. We want the villagers on wood here because we want to be building chariot archers so we can afford to build ourselves the Avengers as soon as possible. But yeah, you can build both, to be honest, and it should be okay. You got enough villagers on the thing. Okay, this guy is just not playing ball with me in this game at all, is he? Anyways, we can get ourselves our Avengers. We can get ourselves some more units out. We want to move into our opponent's base. We want to click Tornado first. We want to be searching for villagers at this point to kill them off. Obviously, Avengers are on auto queue, and you can see my opponent there offering surrender. Of course, he is. You can click Locust first, or Eclipse first, depending on what you see. But yeah, and the attack is starting to come through. I would have spent all these resources. I would have been at close to 100 population at this moment here, searching around to kill my opponent here with this stuff. Find all the citizen. Okay, fantastic. GG. Well played. That's the strategy. In many ways, villagers will probably be coming onto wood and onto gold after this. You're going to want to get your town centers. You want to basically, at this point, your opponent, if they're playing correctly, they should have a couple of town centers up. So you need to kill villagers, and you need to be getting yourself a town center after you hit this eclipse, so that the damage you do is also increased, or that your economy also increases as your damage comes through. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself losing games. You can also, with this market here, start the trade route as well and send a villager up into the corner to get that trade started, so you can artificially be on 3 town centers at this point if you have the food villages. You could also take the villagers off of farms at this point if you want. Move in and get yourself aurochs, get yourself hunting dogs here. An 11-minute hunting dogs might not seem standard, but it can work here to get your food income going up a bit, so that the villagers popping out of your town center can just go straight onto the farms or something as another option. So you can get more food without having to spend gold. That's a good idea in order to get your villagers out. So there's lots of options in this strategy. It's a brutal strategy. Don't use it on me on the ladder, or I'll be very upset. It takes very, very little interaction with the map to actually get this one going. You can obviously see that in the early game, herdables are very, very important. I had about 6 or 7 there, plus I had decent hunt to start with. If you have berries here, it can kind of work, but it feels a little bit crummy to jump onto berries. Put your priest on the granary, scout with your pharaoh, find the herdables is my recommendation. Anyways, if you enjoyed this build order video, thanks to everyone for asking for it. Please hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, any questions about things you could potentially do better here. If you think that something might be a little bit off with this build, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next game.